Once again, thanks for joining the channel. Give me about 10 minutes and you're gonna watch me louver the hood that's standing behind me. Enjoy. Well, while the customer is still here dropping off the hood, we just did a very, very quick rough layout of what he expected where we were gonna louver between the braces under the hood, on the bottom side of the hood. He didn't want to go through the expense of cutting the braces out, louvering the hood, and then welding the braces back in. So we're just gonna play in between the lines, so to speak. And this is just a rough layout just to kind of give the customer an idea of how many louvers to expect and what it's going to look like when it's done. The next step is to strip the paint off of the top side and the bottom side so that it doesn't dull the louver dies. So let's get this stripped off and see what we got after that. Hopefully no body damage and no body filler. All right, I got both sides of the hood stripped. All right, the bottom is stripped and the top is stripped, and I've got most of all the rust off that I can get. It's not the same for every hood, so what I'll do is kind of explain some things to you as I go and after I lay it out. But first, you see that I've got a center line mark after I found the center of the hood. And then I've got an outside line marked once I found the crown of the outside of the hood. Can't really go too much past that or the louver will distort the edge of the hood and the louver will be distorted and it'll look like crap. So from this point, I find the center line of the first set of louvers, and then I'll find the center line of the last set of louvers, and then we'll find the center between those two, and that'll be the center line of the third set of louvers. And for this project, the louvers are all gonna run parallel with each other across like that and not follow the shape of the hood. You can do it a couple of different ways. You know, follow the outside line of the hood and let it flare out in the back, and then the center row will be flared out a little bit. It's pretty much whoever wants what. I mean, it's up to the customer, the design of the car, and what you're trying to achieve. And for this job here, I'm gonna do three rows of louvers, all parallel with each other, and they're all gonna be stepped back. All the measurements have been done. Each one of these lines represents a louver. And now I've got to put all of this on the back side. So I've got the layout done, and they won't come all the way down to here. They'll stop right there, and they'll stop right there. If I can squeeze one more out here, then I'll squeeze one more out there. All right, so sanded down the bottom side of the hood. Like we said before, it was coated really, really heavy with some rust protection primer and some Pour 15 paint. Super heavy. Anyway, got it down to the bare metal, as you saw in the other video. And I just got through spraying it with some layout dye. Blue layout dye. I don't know if any of you guys use this for any of your metalworking projects or machining. I go through this stuff quite a bit. But anyway, this will lay out, it'll dry up, and then I can make my scribes on it with my awl and get some precise measurements so that the layout will be perfect and there won't be any questions. Like with a Sharpie or anything like that, you're going to have a 1/16 of an inch, give or take, but with a straight edge and an awl and this layout die, you can scribe your marks in. All right, let's lay that out. All right, here I'm back at it. This is the grid layout for the louvers. This line right here, these lines represent the center line of the roll of louvers. Each one of these lines that goes across represents a louver. And now I've got to determine how deep I want to get into the bend of the hood. You don't want to punch a straight louver that's flat too close to a curved surface. So now I need to determine how much or how far I can carry these louvers. And this one right here, I'm not really that worried about. It's fairly flat and it gets a little curvy down here, but this one here gets kind of curvy right in here. So I'm gonna have to stop back in here somewhere. And I don't want to stop this line way back here and run all the way down with this line. So I've got to determine what angle I want to come across here to end my louvers. I always like to try to end with an odd number. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Odd number of rows, odd number of louvers in each row. That's just my personal preference. I think odd numbers look better than even numbers, but it doesn't always work out that way. So I'm going to determine now how many louvers I can punch in each row, and I'll make a stopping point so that I won't go too far. And let me get that done, and then we'll get over to the louver press and see if we can start punching. All right, we're getting to the point of no return. We've got the layout done. We've got the hood mounted on my little roll around dollies that help me be the second and third hand. And we've got all of our marks made. And the circle is where I was going to put the very first louver, but I am thinking that I might bump it up to the next one. But you see the hood ornament that used to be on this truck goes there, and I'm worried that it may not look right. But anyway, I'm gonna try to get this camera mounted to where I don't have to hold it, and I can show you while I'm punching the louvers. Well, this project's come to an end. This International Hood is louvered and is ready for paint. And I believe the owner's going to try to match up the original patina paint, factory paint that's on this truck. And I ended up punching one extra set of louvers in the back. There's a brace that runs across, and I was able to punch one extra louver back there, which I'm glad. I wish I could have gone back 2 or 3 more louvers, but didn't want to cut that brace out and re-weld it. Next, let us know what you think. If you've got a hood that needs to be louvered, I'd be more than happy to give you a quote on it. Thanks for watching me louver this hood. If you have any questions or any comments, please make them. And let us help this channel grow a little bit. Thanks again.